We can never know what to want because living only one life, we can neither compare it with our previous lives nor perfect it in our lives to come. We live everything as it comes without warning, like an actor going on cold. And what can life be worth if the first rehearsal for life is life itself? That's why life is always like a sketch. No, sketch is not quite the word because a sketch is an outline of something, the groundwork for a picture. Whereas the sketch that is our life is a sketch for nothing, an outline with no picture. What am I to do with all of this life?
Hello everyone and welcome to the last chapter of this podcast, of this season of this podcast. Today we are wrapping up our this season and the name of this chapter is Roll the Bones, connecting the dots of a wide open universe. Thank you for listening to us up to here and let's go through this chapter and see what words we have. Okay, the first word is rookish. Feeling a vague longing for some sort of monarch to look down upon us from a high and distant castle, which you'd imagine would pacify the squabbling chaos of civic life and drastically narrow the range of choices and issues you have to think about, finally freeing you up from bearing the microscopic fraction of a crown that forever hangs over your head. What do you guys think?
It's basically like wanting to have someone like overlook your life. Like you don't really want to be in charge of like the bigger things, you know.
It can kind of be a relief from taking responsibility of your own life. Like if you have someone to tell you what to do and what not to do, and it kind of has everything sorted out for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I guess when you think about it, we have more choices now than we ever have throughout history. Which is, I mean, on one level, it's good to have that degree of freedom, but on the other end, it can be very overwhelming because there's a lot more stuff that falls on us to decide now, and no one's ever going to tell us, like, what the right path to take is or what the right decision to make is. Like,
it leaves us with so many paths ahead. You have to choose and you don't know which one leads to what.
It's just adulthood at this point, because when you're young, your parents choose everything for you, and till at one point you're just used to it, and then when you do it on your own, you're like, oh, that's a big decision. The smallest decisions you make.
Like, I want my mom. Please tell me what to do.
Exactly. Like when we're young, I think that we we kind of long to have that sort of independence where we can make these decisions, but now we're missing those times when our parents did those things for us. It turns out it's a lot more difficult than we realized.
Yeah. The next one's widower. An unexpected burst of good news that only makes you feel skeptical, believing that every sudden rise in your fortunes must inevitably be accompanied by an impending fall, which leaves you feeling uneasy at the end of a really good day, waiting around for the punchline.
Yeah, oh my god, this makes so much sense.
This happens a bit too often actually, because you have a good day, you're like having fun and stuff, and then at the end of it, when you go back to your rooms and stuff, it's like, what's about to go wrong?
Or maybe it can be a long-lasting period of your life. Everything's going well, and you're like, something bad is about to
when something hasn't gone wrong in a while, you're like, okay, something has to go wrong.
Yeah, something has to go wrong.
You're just like in anticipation.
It's inevitable.
Yeah, exactly.
Next one is iron sick. Feeling hollowed out by excessive exposure to modern technology, which is so fast and stimulating that it makes everything else feel drab and messy by comparison, as if you had unwittingly developed a psychological allergy to chaos, which leaves you feeling punchy and lonely and numb, even though your life might be as peaceful and predictable as it's ever been.
I feel like this happened in the winter break. We used our phones and our laptops so much, you got sick of it.
Yeah, kind of. You need to use real life as a break from technology.
Exactly.
It should be the other way around.
Yeah, it should have been the other way around, but now it's just like this right now.
We had nothing to do, and then the only thing you can do without calling other people is just sit in your room, watch something, play something.
Basically using technology.
Yeah.
And after a while, you kind of feel disconnected from reality. It's kind of a weird thing. You feel I guess you kind of feel maybe it's time to go back to the real world now. But
times like those are keeps me like assuming what life was without technology. You know, I kind of wish
Yeah.
we didn't have this much development in technology, so I could
Yeah.
just taste.
I
like, have a
feel
taste of
I
that.
wish our life wasn't so integrated with technology.
Mhm.
Like I wish it was like an optional thing because yeah, we like to say that it's an optional thing, but it's really not.
No, it's really not.
Too much of our life is on a phone or your laptop. Like too much of what we do is just on devices, and I feel like it wasn't like that. I feel like it was. I wish it was optional.
Not
Yeah.
convenient, right? So you just
Yeah.
all people do that. You know, there's like a week retreat without like laptops and devices in a particular part of the world.
I mean that's like one specific
Yeah.
week. Oh,
No,
you
Yeah,
want it
but-
for daily life.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to
Eventually, you'll
go
go
out of
back
your
to
way
Yeah.
for that.
technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one's Nemotia. The fear that you're utterly powerless to change the world around you, looking on helplessly at so many intractable problems out there, slums that sprawl from horizon to horizon, daily headlines of an unstoppable civil war, a slick of air pollution blanketing the skyline, which makes the act of trying to live your own life feel grotesque and self-indulgent, as if you're rubbernecking through the world.
I personally can resonate with this one a lot because of the protests going on in Iran. And I'm out of Iran. I literally can't do anything for my people. And but it just at the same time it keeps me checking the news all the time and see what's going on. Probability of war is there, and I have no idea what to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, it totally makes sense to me.
Yeah, with the state of the world right now, specifically for like our countries, it is a position that most of us are in because we can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's so many like I guess life-changing things happening in the moment, and we're kind of just stuck in limbo, I guess, where we can't change anything, we can't do anything except like talk about it and like make other people aware about it.
Or make some assumptions. About
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like you're kind of just watching it, even though you're kind of a part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
I guess it seems like every day we check the news, there's some new tragedy happening somewhere in the world. And
Yeah.
I guess after a while, you kind of start to feel guilty about
Everything.
living normally. Because
yeah.
like where we are now, we're not affected by any of this. Like
Yeah.
whether it's in our own country or somewhere else, you know, like we're hearing about it, and maybe we're indirectly affected by it, of course, because of our family or friends or people we know who are, you know, affected in some way. But we ourselves.
I think there is a
we're kind
term.
but we ourselves kind of we're kind of free from any of the like we can't really fully understand the burden that these people themselves are carrying. So
Yeah.
like we wish that we could. I think we wish that we could do more, but I guess the most that we can really do is talk
Yeah.
about it and
Talk
raise
about it,
awareness.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think there is a term called the guilt of survivor.
Survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
Survivor's
exactly.
guilt,
Yeah. No, it's like a thing that's very common, especially like when there's some
Yeah.
like when there's a tragedy that like where a lot of people lose their lives. Like it's natural for people who who survived just simply because they weren't there.
Yeah, they
you
weren't
know?
there. Exactly.
Yeah, it's natural for them to feel guilty about that because they wish that they feel like they didn't deserve to get through that situation because it was just luck.
Exactly.
Yeah. You also feel bad when it's your own people and you just happen to have geographical luck. It's like
You weren't there at the time.
Yeah, you weren't there at that
Exactly.
time. These are my people in trouble and I can't do anything about them, but I also can't stand by them in their pain. I'm just like an onlooker,
Yeah. Okay. Akenya. The maddening sense that the world is too complex to even begin to understand. That whenever you try to answer even the most trivial question, it quickly tangles into a thickest of complications and melts into a quicksand of nuance, leaving you flailing for something solid to hold on to, struggling to come up with anything you could say that is definitely 100% true.
This is like navigating the world nowadays. You're like going through life and then a bunch of shit comes up and then you're just like, if I solve one problem, another one's gonna pop up.
Yes.
And if you try to get answers for one thing, another problem pops up that you need to get more answers for,
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's
So
all.
this means there is abundance of knowledge. You cannot be 100% sure about anything because you can check it. Like in the olden days, you could have just said it and people would believe you. You cannot. Nothing is 100% right or 100% wrong, except the facts, obviously. But let's say a statement can never be 100% true. So maybe there's just too much knowledge out there these days.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
but at the same time, that I guess the fact that now we have the ability to look at things for ourselves, like, and we have such a wealth of knowledge in front of us, it also makes, it makes the answer to even seemingly simple questions a lot more complicated sometimes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even, like when it comes to trying to figure out how to do, like, I don't know, basic daily tasks the right way. Like, I don't know, you can probably find like a ton of different, like, I guess if you look online about even something like brushing your teeth, for example,
Yeah.
everyone's gonna have a different opinion about the best way to go about it,
Exactly.
the best toothpaste to use, or the best, the best routine to use with it. Like,
Actually, I think that's why there is no one true answer to everything. Like, there are a lot of perceptions on everything, and all of them can be true at the same time.
It's kind of like a knowledge spiral, like when there's too much knowledge out there, what is right and what is wrong. I feel like that's also how different like mindsets and viewpoints form, because like one person thinks this is right, the other thinks the other thing is right, and then you kind of end up on like opposing sides.
Yeah.
Or you can find a middle way. That's how we go it. Like you see something on internet, you're like, you try to make it better, but then you cannot like literally form into someone else's routine. If like, so for example, the brushing method, you can go on YouTube. There'll be like 100 different methods. You can listen to a doctor and try to integrate it into your normal way. There's a middle way in that for you.
and this is a rational way to think about it, of course, but I guess
Life doesn't work that way.
unfortunately,
It's never that easy all the
it's
time.
never that easy. Exactly.
even if we know, that is what we should do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one's Aurora. The wish that you could have enjoyed a dry run of your life, muddling through once quickly, then going back to do it all over again, this time for real. Honestly,
And knowing everything before doing it, that's the
it would kind of be like a trailer to your life. But I also feel like that would take the fun out of life. You already know how life is gonna go. You already know what's gonna happen, like in the next step. I feel like that ruins the whole point to life if
I
everything's
agree.
pre-decided.
Yeah. And so what happens to your free will?
Exactly.
So you're like, whatever decision I make, that's how my life is going to turn out. So what's the point of it?
What's the point of doing anything?
Yeah. Does anyone like have this dream? Has this wish to?
Some people are
Definitely.
very anxious. Maybe they would want to know what the outcome of this situation would be. I mean, thankfully, we're anxious enough for us to know like what, because there's a joy in spontaneousness.
Yeah.
At least to me. I feel like some people don't have that. They're very nervous when something's spontaneous. So maybe they would.
I would say that in the worst of times, when you're really like when you're having a huge amount of trouble coming to a decision about something, or when you're really worried about it, then it's during times like that sometimes you might wish that you could at least have an idea
How it would turn out.
Yeah, exactly. At least have a sign that this is a bad decision.
That's an understandable amount,
But to live your whole life that way, I can't imagine that. It feels like it would kind of take the meaning out of pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Like anything good that happens wouldn't really feel like much of an accomplishment or really a good thing, because
everything becomes meaningless.
Yeah,
at that
exactly.
point,
Because you wouldn't have anything to compare it to. A good decision is only a good decision because you have a bad decision to compare it to.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it. Or you won't have any regrets or any wishes, like the what if or any what ifs,
Yeah,
Exactly.
I feel like that defeats the purpose of having a life.
Yes, exactly.
Like if you live a perfect life, which everyone hopes you do, but if you have a perfect life without any like life lessons, without any like going off the path, without any, I guess you could say, bumps in the road, then it defeats the purpose of it,
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so next one is Nihilus. Anxious to imagine how many times you must have barely avoided catastrophe. The morning you missed the bus that later went on to crash. The day you stayed unsure when it was a bit too rough out there, which makes it feel like something of a fluke that you've survived this long. As if you're on an unbroken streak of coin flips, heads after heads after heads, wondering when your luck is going to run out. This is basically the concept of death, you know?
Yeah.
Like I think every day that we're living, maybe something catastrophe is just passing by and we don't even realize it, you know? And maybe on our way to work or to our classes or anything, there might be something metal coming down. Maybe there would be a construction and you're just passing by and it would come to your head and you just kind of miss it and you die after that.
You kind of wonder how many times you've done stupid shit and like that could have been your last moment alive, but like you were somehow saved.
Not even stupid. Maybe you're living your life and just, I don't know, your coffee gets ready later and just that makes a catastrophe like pass you, you know?
Also, the idea is like you don't realize it when it happens. It's like when you have time to think about it, like it could have gotten worse. That's the situation.
Yeah. Like I think this happens to me especially like if I'm doing something not necessarily something stupid, but something that has the potential to be dangerous.
Yeah.
Like I won't be thinking anything at the time, but after the fact, I start thinking about all the stuff that could have gone wrong.
That could have gone wrong.
Like I used to scuba dive when I was younger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so when I was actually doing it, I loved it. I thought it was really cool. But then after the fact, I would just think back and I would just think of all the things that could have happened when I was doing that, especially because I was like very young to be doing it, so I was kind of stupid, you know. I mean, I could have. There were so many mistakes I could have made. I feel like it's lucky that that nothing ever went wrong.
Yeah.
Because but I mean, and I think that also like I think. Maybe not everybody has had this happen, but I think a lot of us sometimes have had situations where we had like a near miss with like a really bad accident.
Yeah.
Like
I've had it.
Yeah. It's happened to me, like multiple times throughout my life now when I think back like about things that about times when I just barely avoided either getting very badly injured or just because of a misstep or something, or just because it could have been because of a mistake that I made, or it could have just been because I was just barely not in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's been so many times. Actually, I've had a few accidents where they've been like bad, but not bad enough to where I could be like, okay, this is... If it went south even just a little bit, I could have been dead.
Yeah. Me too. Actually, I also have such an accident.
Like a month before I came to university, I was in a bike crash with another car.
Oh my God.
And I did pop my head open, but that could have been so much worse. I could have had brain damage, or I could have had I could have had a worse injury, but thankfully I didn't because I was cautious. There was a time where I cut my hand open accidentally.
Oh.
And if I had waited even a little bit more time, because I did wait before I went to the hospital, I could have lost function in my hand.
Oh my God.
So there's small near misses from just basically changing my life completely.
Exactly.
I remember there was a time, I think I was maybe 5 or 6 years old, and we were at my neighbor's house, and I was standing, we were in their backyard doing like a barbecue, so so we lived in a very heavily forested area. So there was this one tree. I guess it was a dead tree, because a huge branch from the tree that was probably twice my size fell off the tree, and it almost landed on me. The only reason it didn't land on me is because everybody saw it happening, so they were able to get me out of the way in time.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But if that had landed on me, I almost certainly would have. Well, I would have at the very least been really badly injured by that.
Nick wouldn't have been here.
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
The next one's Cossack. Afraid that the rest of your life is already laid out in front of you, that you're being swept inevitably along a series of predictable milestones, from school to graduation to career to marriage to kids to retirement to death, which makes you wish you could pull off to the side of the road for a little while to stretch your legs and spread out the map so you can double check that you're headed the right way. This is like after graduation. This is what happens when you're kind of like, okay.
Monogamous routine. Like,
Yeah.
There's just like nothing changing. You've seen everyone do this. Like 50 years ago, people did the same thing we're doing right
And
now.
we are doing the same,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's like everything just moves the same way.
With
Like
some
you have the
slight
same
changes,
path.
but the general
The
idea is the same.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
study, get a job, get married, have kids. Like this is very simple way
That's
of
very
life.
sad.
I don't want a life that way.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's okay. It just sounds bad, but like it's normal. That's how things.
It
happen.
is normal, but that's not how I want my life to be turned out. Like I
Yeah,
graduate,
like
I
8
get...
billion other people.
Exactly. Like I don't want.
All those 8 billion people don't have those.
I mean,
Not
Well,
all of
we're
them,
talking in an average
like that's
sense.
the idea of success. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like get married, have a good job, have a house, have a car.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
I don't think you necessarily need to follow that path, but yeah, I think the real reason why that so many people do that is simply because that's the perception of what a
Yeah.
successful
Yeah.
or productive life is. But I think especially like in recent times that idea has kind of started to shift though.
Actually,
Yeah,
yeah,
that I
especially
just
our
don't-
generation.
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
opportunities.
Yeah.
It's also for a lot of women that idea is like changing because when you're like growing up, you're kind of just told, oh, you're gonna study, you're gonna get married, you're gonna have kids, that's your life. But now like we're kind of leaving that bubble, which is also a really nice thing to see because like that's not how you want to grow up. That's not what you want to do in life, you know.
Exactly.
I believe the idea was always there. Now we have the opportunity.
Yeah,
to
we
do
have
it.
the option now.
We have the
I
option.
think even
yeah.
for us, like
There's more freedom.
I think we were never in that economical zone where we could just like choose like for our parents. I don't think they
Yeah.
had an option to just be like let's pursue music or anything else. They had responsibilities, so did their parents. But like once, even in my dad's era, when someone would have like enough, they wouldn't have enough responsibilities. They would have chosen what they wanted. So I feel like the middle class, it's like this is what the middle class does. But with people who have like enough resources, they can choose.
They can choose, yeah. Okay, next one is paranoia, the terror of the blank page, which can feel both liberating and confining in both the limitlessness of its potential and the looseness of its boundaries.
Isn't that basically life?
Or maybe like the void that you're left with after a great change. You know, like after
Yeah.
you, for example, after our immigration, when you move to a new place, there is this whole blank page ahead of you, and it's all up to you how you want to feel it. You know,
Yeah, that is
it's
true.
very liberating, but at the same time, it's just there are too many things that you can choose and too many paths that you can choose. Okay, which district do I want to live in? Because because when you move to a new city or a new country, you have no idea of the country. You have like very basic knowledge of that place, and the district that you choose to live in will just definitely shape your life.
Yeah.
And
It's like the endless possibilities of life. Like you have a blank slate so you can do anything, but like if you choose the wrong thing, then you can't really start over, you know. So at the same time it's freeing, but it also like puts you in a box. Like don't do something too reckless, but do it enough that you feel that it's changed, you
yeah,
know?
exactly.
Definitely.
Next one is nevertheless the fear that this is ultimately as good as your life is ever going to get. That the ebb and flow of your fortunes is actually just now hitting its high water mark, and soon enough you'll sense the tide of life slowly beginning to recede.
I think we're still too young for that, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think this is what ultimately what like good our life can get. No, I think at the
Yeah.
peak of our life is yet to come. I mean, it
Yeah.
better be that way.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so.
I mean, a lot of people, when they, like, I guess maybe I could relate to this in a way, because when you graduate from university, like, you start to hear people talk about how, oh, that was the best time of my life,
Yeah,
There are a lot of
there's no
people
way
who
this
say
is the best time of our lives.
That's the
like,
thing. I mean, but at the same time, you have the worry of that, especially because, especially when you're not really sure what's going to come next.
yeah.
It's kind of like, it's like, because if it's something, because this goes back to the previous word, like you have something completely new and blank in front of you.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's up to you to fill it. You can make your own choices and you can, find the best way to live your life according to what you want. But, at the same time, not everything always goes according to plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we make plans, but they don't always, but things aren't always as they seem, essentially. So,
Yeah.
in the end, I guess we never really know if it's going to get better or not. I mean, I think we like to think it will, and I personally do like to think that that there's
that
still a
is
lot
gonna
more
get
good
better.
times to come.
Yeah.
But that is something that people start to fear after
That is
university.
the best way to just to think it will be okay.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I cannot imagine a world where you don't I wouldn't know if this would not happen, what would I do? You always go with the hope it happens, and if it's not, it's okay. It is what what can you do about it?
Exactly.
And it's
You have
also
to-
this thing that we kind of like to romanticize the past. You know,
Yeah.
we kind of forget how hard it was when it was happening, and we
Actually-
just remember the good parts. And then when we think about it, we're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, how good the past was. And
Exactly. So
Yeah.
for the same thing for the university, when you think about university in let's say 10 years, you wouldn't think of how
Exam,
difficult
yeah,
it was.
yeah. We're
You
gonna
would think
think
on
about
how
the
you did
happiness.
stupid shit with your
Exactly.
friends,
Yeah.
or you went out and you had a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
also feel like looking at any point of your life as the best part of your life, or that this is the peak of your life, is a bad thing to do to yourself, because then it takes the joy out of things. Then you
Exactly.
don't have anything to look forward to. You kind of lose motivation and
Yeah.
stuff,
I suppose, it's not the peak of your life unless you allow it to be.
Yeah, exactly.
If you accept, okay, it's not going to get any better than this, then okay, I guess it won't.
Yeah.
Because you're never going to accept it as better than how it was before.
Yeah,
And
it's
you're,
every era is exceptional to its own. You know.
Yeah, exactly. It's a damaging concept to just say, oh yeah, this is the peak of my life, I can't go any further than that, because maybe it is, but you can't stop yourself there. Then that's how you
Who
set
says
yourself
it
up
is?
for
Yeah.
failure.
Yeah, you set your own goals. If you that's the thing. You put your goals so high that you can never achieve
Yeah.
it figuratively. So you just keep working on it.
Yeah. Okay, and the last word is terrace. The bittersweet awareness that all things must end. Even right at the start of things, you can feel the sense of an ending. The way you're still only settling into vacation while mentally pre-boarding your flight home. Or how soon after starting a new relationship, you start to wonder exactly how this one ends. Even before you've purchased the carton of milk in your hands, you're already turning it over, looking for the expiration date. Okay.
This happens every single spring semester when everyone's graduating. It's like, okay, our time is ending soon, and it's getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
You know,
Like friendships, kind of.
Yeah.
And, because when people graduate and they leave, and
exactly.
you're like, okay.
They're starting to change, and they're starting to evolve, and you're still like, okay, our end is also coming, end of university, not our actual end. We're
nobody
not
ever leaves
dying.
this place yet.
I mean, that would also come up.
Yeah, that is eventually gonna come, but not like that.
Yeah.
Like the end of university, or the end of this chapter. You know.
Have you ever seen a Met You graduate after they left Met You?
Actually, no.
You see? What does that tell you?
Never leave
What
Met
does that
You.
tell you? You disintegrate
Actually,
into
yes.
dust.
There
Yeah.
were a lot of them that left and we thought they were not
Yeah.
coming, but then they came back
Actually,
from
yeah, they did
masters.
come back.
Yeah, exactly. It's because they either don't leave or they just disintegrate into dust when they leave. All the people you've been talking to on, that we've been talking to on WhatsApp, it's not them. They're in there.
It's not them anymore. It's they're shells still typing on their
Yes.
phone. They're just waiting for our messages.
Yeah.
Yes. No, they're paid actors.
Yeah.
To keep you from asking too many questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god. But yeah, this is so true. About the part that I was talking about the vacation, as soon as you...
Yeah, this is when you would go home for the summer, and you're like, okay, I'm here
Yeah.
now.
But yeah, you're
A
so
week goes by, and then you're like,
Exactly, yeah.
I need to go back soon.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, you always,
This sucks. This feeling sucks. I hate it.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's something, it kind of, I don't know, even if you try to avoid it, it's always going to be in the back of your head, I think.
Yeah.
You're going to be imagining, and it just gets worse as you get closer to that, to the end of the vacation, because you just start to think about all the shit that is waiting for you when you come back.
Exactly.
You guys know what else is coming to an end? This is...
Season. And this episode.
Yeah. Okay, so this was the end of this chapter and this season of Braininess. Do you guys have anything else to add?
This was a fun season.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was fun.
It was also a really nice book.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Actually, I really suggest everyone else who's listening to go and just listen to read this book by your own, because there are too many other words here that we
Yeah.
didn't cover. And it's a very fun book.
It has a lot of fun words and a lot of fun feelings that even just knowing about them, it'll be really fun. Thinking about it is really fun, and if you want to do something with it, also really fun.
Exactly. So thank you for listening, and hopefully we'll be doing the third season very soon.